Josh here with Health and Body Fitness. Another BEfit4U series, or continuation of this series. I wanted to get into the old pyramid that we have in the nutrition field, and so I'll put a picture of it right here. And as you can see through that, it breaks it down into this 5 lines, of this pyramid. There's actually another skinny line in there for fats, and there's 3 of these other categories. And it really does a poor job, or an old job, of teaching us how to eat properly when we have better technology and science to actually show you what you truly need in your diet to be healthy. And so the breakdown of this is really carbs. I'll put this: carbs, protein, and fat. And I made a picture of here, try to write down what it was before. And these are the 3 things you want to work for. And these are the 3, these are also called macros, or macronutrients, that you want to aim for. There's another subcategory that a lot of people have, that you just want to have fiber as well. You want to make sure what you're eating has fiber. I think it's 20 grams a day, I think is what is average about. But so really, if you look at those first 3 categories, you have grains, you have veggies, you have fruit. Now, in this type of program, you really just understand that all 3 of those go into carbs, and that's boom, it's all covered right there. Some of your whole grains is going to have a little bit of protein. Milk is going to, see over here now, you have your milk, you have your beans, you have your meat, and so really your milk is going to have all 3. It's going to have proteins, fats, and carbs. And then your meats are going to have typically just fats and proteins. Your beans are going to have protein and carbs. So as you really kind of break this down, you'll notice that, look, I only have to worry about 3 things, not 5, and 2.5 servings of this a day, 2 servings of this a day, 1 serving of this a day, 2 servings of this a day, and 1 serving of this a day. The way it was broken down originally was great, I guess, for the time being, but now as we've matured as a society and a culture, we realize that our bodies really only see these 3 things. They don't see grains, they see carbs. That's sugar. They don't see meat, and beans. They see protein and fat, and these are all the chemical structures in our bodies that allow us to operate fully. Turn this a little more. So our fats are one of the main things in our body that really allow us to utilize our hormones properly. So you have to have anywhere from 20 to 30% of our daily intake coming from fats. And proteins, we're getting so much more research now that you really need to have 0.8 per body pound for an average individual, per 0.8 gram per pound body weight for an average individual. And that's not lifting, not being exercise, and not being the best optimal of your ability, but at least that. I wouldn't recommend anything more than 1.25 for even people who work out. It's just really not needed. Carbs are just your fast energy resource. So all 3 of those really break it down. And if you see here, I guess I'll bring this back up. If you see here, carbs, protein, and fat. Now, these are all looked at as carbs are 4 calories per gram, protein is 4 calories per gram, and fat is 9 calories per gram. So I took an example here of Campbell's Chunky, and Campbell's Chunky is 24 grams of carbs. It's 10 grams of protein and 2.5 grams of fat. For 1 cup or 1 serving, and in this entire container there is 2 servings. So roughly you could put that at 25 times 4 and you have 100 calories in 1 cup coming from carbs. You also have protein, which is 10 times by 4, and you have 40 calories coming from protein. And 2.5, say 3 times 9, 36 calories coming from fat. And then you double all those, so now you're at 280. And what was the last one I said? 36? Let's say 40. Let's say close to 80 again for calories for the entire can. And as you start seeing these 3 things broken down in that way, you really start to become more aware of what your body truly needs. Our body doesn't necessarily see a certain kind of carb as better or worse. It sees it as what it needs. And the only time a carb or a fat or a protein is bad for you is when it's over your calorie deficit or over your calorie expenditure for the day, or drastically under. And so really you just need to start looking at what your total calories are for the day and what your macronutrients are, and just that they're in appropriate levels, not so much that they have to hit these exact marks. Or you'll start noticing with my my diet plan, it's something called if it fits your macros, or flexible dieting, and really it's going to become one of the newest things out there for everybody, because you can eat whatever you need, and there's nothing that's cut off from it. You can eat whatever you like as long as you stay within your 3 categories and in appropriate levels. So if you go too much on one side, that's not great for you. So you just try to have an equal balance of them, and this allows you to see that better, instead of, well, I need to have some fruit, I need to have some veggies. If you get carbs and fiber, you already covered all 3 of those 100%. You understand that? So you don't have to really look at exactly everything you're eating. You just have to hit 3 basic components of your nutrition. So there's a quick breakdown of this. I have a bunch more videos that are about to be released that will really start to tie all this in and explain to you my beliefs and my research and the things I'm talking to with other people in this field, and what we're trying to really get done and accomplish. So there you go. Comment, complain.